The gas is flowing again through the Nord Stream 1 pipeline after a 10-day shutdown for maintenance, but it's only putting out about 40% of its capacity, and many in Europe are concerned Russia could cut off the gas flow altogether. I want to bring in Ben Cahill to break down what's going on here with this pipeline. He's a senior fellow in the Energy Security and Climate Change Program at the Center for Strategic and International Studies, which is a nonprofit research organization. So let's dig into this, Ben. So Vladimir Putin, as you know, had initially warned that he could cut the gas flow even more, even stop it altogether. The European Commission president is accusing him of blackmailing nations that rely on Russian oil. So Ben, just how much could a reduced flow or a complete stoppage affect Europe?
Well, thanks. It's good to be with you today. So the pipeline has come back into operation today after about 10 days of maintenance. It's come back at only about 40% of total capacity, which is where it was for several weeks before shutting down for the maintenance period. So it's good news that it was not a complete shutdown, but it remains uncertain whether or not it will stay at this level. And I think it really could be shut down at any time. Basically, Russia has used an issue of maintenance on the pipeline at a gas turbine as a pretext for shutting it down. It realizes that it has leverage over EU countries. Europe is in a race to prepare for next winter. The goal is to refill gas inventories across the continent to 80% of total capacity by November. And if this pipeline operates at 40%, it's going to be really difficult to do that. If it goes down to nothing and it's completely shut down, it will be really difficult. That will be a real emergency for Europe.
It's difficult to determine who's playing hardball with who. At the beginning of this war, there was all this talk about how it's time to get off of Russian oil and gas. And that's the way they're not, they're funding this war through Russian oil and gas. And now suddenly it's Vladimir Putin who's holding the power. He's the one saying, no, you're only going to get what I give you, instead of we're not buying your gas. And so now we have the EU proposing that all EU states reduce gas use by 15% from August to March in order to avoid a shortage in the wintertime. I don't know how realistic that is, considering we're dealing with a massive heat wave across Europe. I know a lot of people don't have air conditioning, but if you have it, if you don't have it, you're going to try to get it. If you have it, you're going to crank it. So I don't know. So I guess two things. Just how realistic is it to ask people to reduce their energy consumption? And is this a real concern that by winter they may run out?
Yeah, the EU Commissioner Ursula von der Leyen said yesterday, Russia's blackmailing us with energy. It's clear that policymakers in Europe don't see Russia as a reliable supplier anymore. And what they're trying to do with this new plan is to try to cut gas consumption as much as they can now to prepare for next winter. So cutting gas demand by 15% is going to be a big challenge, obviously. It means that governments are putting in place emergency plans to prepare for the worst. They're even thinking about gas rationing if there is a real shortage. And they're encouraging citizens to use less heating and cooling in their homes. It's obviously a big challenge to do that right now. We're in the middle of a terrible heat wave across Europe. But I actually think that this current situation is reminding people that they really don't want to be at Russia's mercy for their heating and cooling needs. And so this is the prudent thing to do. It's difficult, but I think they're having an honest conversation about energy efficiency and conservation and doing what they have to do right now to prepare for the worst.
There's another pipeline, the Nord Stream 2, was in the works to double the amount of energy going from Russia to Germany, but Germany put a stop to the project right before the war started. Can you explain what happened there and where the project stands right now?
Yeah, there was a long-running saga about the Nord Stream 2 pipeline. It was always controversial. It would basically double the capacity of Nord Stream 1. It would run in parallel. The pipeline was scheduled to begin operations early this year, and then Germany basically cut off the certification process right around the time that Russia's war on Ukraine started. It's really difficult to see this pipeline ever beginning operations. I think it's clear in Europe that they feel they can't count on Russia. They don't want to double down on their dependence on Russian gas. And so politically, it seems impossible to start it up.
So to sort of what I said before about who's supposed to be playing hardball with who, Germany is Europe's largest economy. At the beginning of the war with Ukraine, a number of countries were sort of saying, we got to get off Russian oil and gas. And Germany was very quiet. Can you explain the political dynamics affecting the push towards alternative energy sources there?
I think across Europe and in Germany in particular, there's a pretty strong conviction to move away from Russian dependence on Russia as fast as possible and fossil fuel dependence in general. And so Germany is actually moving really quickly to do things like building liquefied natural gas import terminals, deploying renewable energy as fast as possible, trying to speed up siting and permitting. They're looking for alternative gas supplies. And as we mentioned, they're trying to cut gas demand. If you put this in the broader context of EU energy policy, things are really moving at light speed. This is difficult stuff, but I think that the economy minister of Germany has been praised for doing a pretty good job under difficult circumstances. I think people in Europe know that this is going to be difficult, but there's actually pretty strong political support for standing up to Russia and making some sacrifices if they have to. I mean, frankly, trying to maintain the sovereignty of countries in Europe is a really big issue for people. And so, yes, it's a difficult situation. It's going to be a difficult summer to get through, but they're doing what they can to prepare.
Ben, thank you very much.
Thank you.